Kelly, you want to start us off?
Some nights are not your night. Obviously, the shooting was cold, and they denied Miles, and they kind of seemed to throw. Obviously, a rough night shooting, and some nights are not your night. It seemed like tonight wasn't y'all's night. After about the 5-minute mark of the first half, just kind of what was going on with the offense, and kind of when did you see things kind of unravel a little bit for you?
I mean, that's the easy way out. I thought that, Virginia did a good job of taking us out of our stuff. When we tend to, when we don't make shots, we don't stay aggressive. And so you can't do that against Virginia. And, we didn't, on the offensive end, we didn't play well. We didn't shoot the ball well. And so what usually happens with teams is when you don't shoot the ball well, you don't play on the defensive end as well. And I think that we can learn something from a team like Virginia. I hear everybody, and this is my first year in this league, and I hear everybody say, Virginia had the same teams they've had in the past. And I've obviously watched them from afar, but I don't watch them every day, so I don't know. Regardless of who they got, I say it's a really smart team. Their minds control their bodies, and mentally, the approach is probably the same every day. And the uniqueness of having players and guys like that is something that I aspire and I talk to my team about each and every day, because this time of year is not about getting on the floor and practicing 2 and 3 hours. It's really about the nuances of the game and the attention to detail. And so what happens is that when you don't honor that process, you dribble, and that guy's coming to take a charge, or that guy's coming to next man over, stepping up, they're doing that every single time. So there's no slippage in the things that they do, and so that pretty much was the tell of the game. And we had our moments, and we had some shots to get back into the game, but every time we did, they answered it. They did a really good job this evening.
Damon, you told me on Monday that Reese, kind of the head of the snake there, the sort of typical 20-point guard.
Yeah.
He had another big night scoring and distributing. What was he doing well tonight?
Scoring and distributing. It's crazy. I spent a lot of time with Malcolm Brogdon, and he looked like Malcolm tonight. He looked like Malcolm. He did. He controlled the game, and he did some really good things. Out there on the floor, he shot the ball well. He played like a guy that has singular. He really got after it. Again, he's the head of the snake, and when he plays well, they tend to play well. I think they, get a lot of inspiration, and he gives and exudes a lot of confidence in his guys. He did a really good job of controlling the game for them this evening.
With Miles, it seems like he has some of these games from time to time. I think the Wake game, the Pitt game, was held scoreless as well, and his efficiency seems to kind of go in the toilet a little bit when that happens. I think 1 rebound tonight, no assists. How do you get more out of him when they're denying him the ball, and how do you get him to play better off the ball to be more a part of the team? I know that's something you've been pushing all year with him, but just what can you do at this point here to just kind of push him through those moments when I'm sure he's getting frustrated?
Well, the thing about Miles right now, and it's been going on for a couple weeks now, and I'll say it for him, not trying to make an excuse, but he's had a bad back for the last 2 weeks. And so there's a lot of things that he's out there, he's limited at times, and tonight was one of them games where it didn't get going early. So, it's the rhythm of the game, the physicality of the game. I'm not going to put too much into tonight's game in terms of, what he didn't do. The approach that I took, and that's why I didn't put him back in the game. That was more so why I didn't put him back in the game, because I could tell he was laboring out there a little bit more this evening. But the most important thing for him is to get ready for next week, and that for me is more important.
Yeah, Damon, indulge me one more question about Beekman, but looking at next level, how do you project what he would be able, is his all-round game appreciated at that level?
I think it is. I think the one thing that he does is he plays to his strength and never to his weakness. So knowing your game is one of the biggest parts of playing at the next level, especially today. I think he's been coached for 4 years, so you know, I think the teaching part of it, he can grasp the things that he doesn't know. And you know, what I would say if I was giving him advice is you know, going into this process, you know, he's already a great defender. Don't lose that. You know, get up the floor, guard guys, be able to make open shots, be able to run a team, and be really vocal on the floor. You know, love to go to work, love to go to practice, love the process of it, the grind of it. It'll be dog days, but at the same time too, I think he's built for it. So I think that, you know, he'll get an opportunity, you know, as he moves forward. And when he gets those opportunities, I always say you get one shot at it, you got to make the most of it. But I've seen a lot of guys, you know, I had, and you've seen them because he's in this conference. They're different players, but I had Ish Smith when he was a rookie, you know, from Wake Forest, and everybody talked about Jeff and James. And, you know, Ish ended up playing 13, 14, 15 years. Coach TJ McConnell at Arizona had TJ. TJ's undrafted. TJ is the same way. So there's always room for leaders. There's always room for leadership. And the biggest thing, there's always room for winners. And sometimes you can't equate for that. And he's a winner. He comes from a winning program.
I guess this sort of makes sense after your comments about Miles, but you turned to Carter to try to maybe jumpstart some offense for you. And I was curious if you had thought about playing soccer or not tonight as well, like just kind of how you're basically just kind of searching for anybody, I guess, that can get the job done tonight.
Yeah, I was searching, but I was, you know, tonight I was searching for more shooting. The way the game was played, we need to loosen some things up, and so I was searching for shooting. You know, that's why I went with Carter more than Sacco. You know, I know he hasn't, you know, played the last 4 or 5 games, but, you know, he really works hard. And, you know, we had found the rhythm. So, you know, I've just decided to, you know, right now to go with those guys. And, you know, up until this evening, you know, everything had been going well. But, you know, that was really my mindset, just trying to see if I can get some more shooting out on the court.
Anybody else? Thank you.